This is Joshua J. Goddard. I'm doing an orchestrational update here for Joshua J. Goddard Artwork Society. The website address is joshuajgoddard.art. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see the website. Over here, some other pet projects that I have as well. I would like to sort of walk you through a little bit more. I did explain a little bit about my frames of my oil paintings and acrylics and blends thereof in the last segment. This is the continuation of actually the placement of the frames, as well as how in which the placement and the story that it tells. Over here, you do see some earlier gear, 35 millimeters. I learned how to develop film back in my day, as well as some of my old earlier editions. Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks is just wonderful. The scientists and just wonderful work. Just wonderful other annotation. Others work. Now, the framing is specific to the story that I'm telling within, as I said before, the artwork that I have within generatives of other work. Like here, my music copyright of all my MBRs and all my protected work for Triple Crown's music and how it protects mine as well as others' computations. And this is my artwork series that goes and it falls in line with my artwork paintings that were destroyed and the frame salvaged and used in this mixed media computation. So on the back you will see this. Even one of our songs called "The Fight Begins" by Verse, and how it's printed out and complicated. Here you have different aspects of like my computational work, like within technology, like ultrasonic technology. So we do show certain aspects of it and different pieces that you'll see. So they have like little puzzles to them, and they're put together in a certain symmetry to where I guess the user gets a little bit more than what they want. When you buy and purchase one of our large framed artworks, which is my personal work in this mixed media, we do something special and unique specifically for you. Even if we slide an SD card behind the back of the frame, we like something special. We like to continue the eclectic tradition of art coming alive. And thank God for that. I appreciate it. If we can continue on here with how I guess the different frame aspects and what's on the frames were specified before, but definitely want to point out the hyperspecificity of I guess the marker that's going to be for each individual one. This last one is Echoes and Opacity, and it's actually a friend and with Omega sign, and it is very true. That long-gated aspects of the frame got destroyed, and that was the one individual that came over and well, he did the golden gyro as well as just some beautiful line language. Just phenomenal. So we're just gonna continue on, setting up actually the first. Okay, A frame. Now, the frame specificity is, I prefer always to do just extreme widescreen. And pardon me, I'm an illustrator. I have a bilaterally cochlear implanted nephew. But as I do prefer them to be that for, I guess, general wall coverage, as well as the way of telling stories, as well as, I guess, my general style from adolescence. I'm working on, I guess, more vertical aperture, and more robust to actually social media. So, collectively, this is definitely a wonderment and appreciated. So as we continue, you'll start to see that as the structurization goes and frames take place in specificity, and you'll see different markings that help indicate that this was actually the frame and canvas, in part that was from that piece. That with a different piece where there was an uplift for a family, just a family that was just adventuring and learning a new life, I guess would be a way of saying it. And there is a file where I used to wipe and clean that turned off to be a beautiful piece, and it is for them. It is somewhere, and I don't know where. If it did get destroyed, we'll have to do a different piece. And I do have that piece of frame for a special red friend. So, he is a good individual, and you will see him around. And thank you. As you'll see, we have different oil paints that I've used in different paintings and oil paintings of the past. This one in specificity to an earlier piece that I did called The Ascension, Volume 1, back in circa 2013. I'm not entirely sure. It was of something I had to dream of when I was an adolescent and transcribed into more of, I guess, an abstract surrealism. And I've been working on, and I have my own form alpha adaptation, which is a heavily abstracted surrealism. And it sort of shows the evolutionary growth, but the significance of these are very important. But this one specific, and I do extend them in my work, and as you see in these computations, in the form of even partial fingerprints and different things like that, for proof of ownership and authorship. And I'll install my view of the back as well and make little marks, and just to make sure. And it is part, and they are all part of a special, unique seal of ownership. Each and every one. So it's very, very important. And I prefer to keep them always in vacuum seal bags and do this. I haven't been as vigilant and free as I should have, I guess, with this process. But let me continually working on this. I think that's the articulated. So moving forward, I guess I would like to talk and speak as well. I do put copyright everywhere